Hello, my name's Dawn Jackson. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of MOLA, which is Museum of London Archaeology. We have been trading in different guises for 40 or more years, and in fact we have some staff members who have been with us for that amount of time. Until quite recently we were part of the Museum of London, but 2 years ago we separated from them and now we're an independent charity. In total these days we've got around 250 people working for us, but in times when we're really busy with lots of different archaeological sites going on, that can swell to 300 or more. As a group these days, we'd expect to turn over about £10 million. We have offices in 3 places. On top of the office sites, we will have anything between 5 and 20 field sites operational at any one time. We've got current projects working with a team in Spain and also in Berlin. For the first year of our independence, we had to put in very quickly a system, and the first solution that we put in really had very little flexibility and certainly didn't have the sort of functionality that we could see in Cloudtamers. We were actually recommended to look at Cloudtamers by the HR consultants that we were working with at the time. We had to have a solution that worked via the web so that everyone could access it, even if they were working remotely. We knew that we were planning to expand and take on other organisations in the future. I think the fact that Cloudtamers is built on NetSuite, which is obviously an internationally recognised software product used by hundreds of companies worldwide, gave us a level of security. For the future, we also thought about the opportunities to link together other functions within NetSuite to allow us to use the HR information to better financial benefit.
My name is Josephine Chucks, I'm the HR manager. There are a variety of challenges that we face at MOLA. We have short-term and long-term staff, so we have a lot of fixed-term contracts and we have a lot of permanent staff, so we need to ensure that we know what contracts are ending and when, who we can move around onto different contracts, and if we're short of staff or not.
We have to recruit sometimes several tens of people with less than a week's notice, and we also sometimes need to downsize very rapidly as well. And the Cloudtamers system allowed us to put in effectively the functionality to keep people who are on our bank of pre-approved staff who we could call in at short notice and be able to send mass emails out to them to say work will be available from Monday and that sort of thing. And that's extremely useful operationally, and it saved a lot of time for us because we can pre-select the group that we want to communicate with.
Employee changes, they're a simple thing that happens on the system. Basically, an employee can go in themselves and either, for example, entering a new address, their doctor's information, anything that's personally related to them. A message comes through to myself or Dawn or anyone that's managing the HR system, and you just approve it. So it's literally as simple as that, and it updates the system.
It's got clear visibility at every stage of the leave request and authorisation process, so staff can know exactly what's the status of the request that they have in at the moment.
I believe all the staff are quite comfortable with booking in annual leave. The system's quite easy to use, and you can run a report to find out how much money is spent on annual leave or not.
The Cloudtamers system is very resilient to changes of users.
When you start using Cloudtamers, it picks up all the errors that you potentially make within the system. So you can go back and check records are input correctly, or if there's missing information.
So we can have people coming in as HR managers or HR assistants, and they find it very difficult to put information in the wrong place.
Password access. We've recently merged with another organisation, so people forget their passwords quite easily. So it's quite simple for the HR manager to go into the system, give them access again, give them an original password which they can later go in and change, send them an email, and the guidance notes are very useful as well. So employees can keep that guidance note, so when they're locked out again they know exactly what to do. But it's literally a couple of clicks of a button and they're good to go.
MOLA's payroll needs to be able to handle a really wide range of things. So we have weekly paid staff and monthly paid staff. We also have lots of temporary allowances that we pay to staff, sometimes for as little as 2 weeks, but sometimes for up to 2 years. And we have to make sure that they're properly paid and terminated at the right time. The other complexity that we have is that we have a contributory pension scheme. Some of our staff contribute by salary sacrifice, some of them don't, some people aren't in the pension scheme, and handling that and being able to take into account the salary sacrifice when we do salary changes across the board, that sort of thing, is a really useful function for us. Cloudtamers have provided us with reports that we can run off prior to sending information to our payroll company, which give us a full list of all the changes that have happened in the appropriate period.
It's quite an easy function to use because there's 3 different reports that show up. One's for additions and deductions, pensions, and any changes that are made to the system. So again, it's a good audit system, I'll say, for all the changes that have taken place and if someone's gone into a file or changed something. So it's a good system.
It's also cloud-based, which gives us the opportunity for mobile or remote staff to use the system with the same functionality that people in the office have, has been important to us.
One of the things that I'm quite keen on is the disciplinary function and collating information, so letters and what have you. That's massively helpful.
We've had the Cloudtamers system now for about 18 months, and the combination of lots of fixed-term staff with permanent staff and the different requirements for managing those within the HR system is something that's handled seamlessly. We really like some of the opportunities we had with learning and development functionality and with putting in internal CVs and information about the sort of track record and history of the individuals, because even though we're a charity, our clients are commercial clients and we often have to prepare material for our tenders or for pre-qualification bids, and it's very helpful to be able to press a button effectively and get a report from the system which tells us how many people have master's degrees, how many have PhDs, how many have worked on what type of site and for how long, and that's a commercial benefit to us.